And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final match of the Pro Play Tour Invitational here in Orlando, Florida. I'm Alex Simo, joined by Mr. Joseph Rothschild, and it all comes down to this. So, on the left-hand side, we have Mr. Michael State. We featured him a little bit earlier, playing his pure spiral list. It was nice to get some insight from the interview if you were watching that feature match, just to hear why he said he prefers this version over the extravagance build or over the scrap build. He just said it's just the most streamlined. There's not so many bricks. He doesn't like that extravagance conflicts with some of the cards in the deck, which is fine. And he's in the finals, and he's been retired for like months, and this is like his first event back, and he's in the finals playing for is just a huge amount of money.
Yes,
huge amount of money.
absolute.
And in the right corner,
We've got Pac on Altergeist. Oh my God. I got to see Pac's game a couple of minutes ago. He savaged his Altergeist opponent in under 15 minutes. He just
his spiral
absolutely
opponent.
destroyed him. Yeah.
Pac's
as
playing
Altergeist.
Altergeist, yes.
Yeah. He confided to you that he's lost die rolls all day and didn't matter.
Yes, he told me every spiral he's played, he has 2-0'd, and he's lost most of, if not all of his dice rolls versus spiral.
And it's not hard to see why. He's got evenly matched in the main deck. He's been crackdowning double helix all day. I mean, this man came to beat Spiral, and he'll have one more shot to do it.
I think what's even more impressive is that I was talking to Pac and know him a little bit more before the round started, and it's funny because I told the everyone in chat, I'm going to put up like a feature match because we don't know how long their match is going to take, and then you inform me, oh, it's over, and I'm like, oh, great, so that means we can start the match. But one of the coolest things I think about Pac just started playing the game in July. And he's right now in the finals of this big, humongous prize tournament. He started off playing Salamangreat, which is just a great entry point into the game, and then he picked up Pendulum. He played like just a very affordable deck, and now he's on Geist. And he's only been to 2 tournaments. He's been to a Brooklyn Regional, I think, and then he qualified through the last chance qualifiers on Friday here. And now he's in the finals. It's not like the first time this has happened. I mean,
No,
we've
certainly
had World Championship qualifier champions compete in the LCQ and go all the way. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is going to be. I mean, who do you root for?
On one hand, I want to see Altergeist win because we had 9 Spiral in the top 16, just an absolute smattering of the deck. But on the other hand, I want to see State win because his deck is so cool, his play's been so heads up, and he has proven that he is probably the most dedicated and consistent Spiral player in the entire field.
It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Your Pro Play Tour Finals is about to begin. Look at that great handshake coming from both the players. Oh, man. Here we go. It looks like they're handshaking again. All right, cool. So
maybe we can get him to do one more.
Maybe we can, just signal, just you and I doing it, and maybe they'll do it. That'd be funny. Pac's going first, so Pac won the die roll.
So Pac won the die roll, but this is not the start he wanted.
No.
Going Soquitius into Salamangreat Almirage? Ooh, yikes.
But, I mean, you have 4 traps. Right?
Well, one of them's likely to be a manifestation. Otherwise,
Sure.
Why would you make that play?
So we're going to set 3 pass. And obviously, again, Pac has been slaughtering Spiral the entire weekend. So clearly he's got something good going for him. We're going to see Michael State fire off a Terraforming. He's going to search, but most likely the only field spell in this deck being the Spiral Resort.
And there it is. Now, what you said in the pre-show, I think, is absolutely right. State is on unquestionably the most consistent, the most heads-up, no frills, no fancy stuff version of this list. It's just on main deck hand traps and cards that plus you into your game plan.
I like how State plays his field spell in the center, like where the field center would go.
A remnant of a card game that used to have dueling field spells. Remember when if you played one, it'd destroy your opponents?
Yeah, I do. Weird. Times have certainly changed. So we're going to go ahead and grab a copy of Quick Fix now. And we haven't seen any, no souls, but we do have the Quick Fix. Quick Fix is a very powerful card in its own right, but it's not enough just on its own. You do definitely need something else to kind of complement it to be able to really achieve much. Did he not use the effect of Quick Fix, or is Pac just thinking
I think
this?
Pac's thinking
Okay, I was about
about
to
it
say,
as
I'm
he
like,
was
I
looking
don't
at it.
know why you wouldn't. Oh, that was on Summon. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess there's a chance he is playing Geist, and he is.
We've got tons of Solemns in this list. And it
Correct.
looks like he's waiting for the strike.
Yes, so we're going to strike. So Pack is going to take 1,500. That's going to bring him down to 65. Perfectly fine. And that, I think, just might have ended Michael's turn.
Ooh,
And
shuffling back the quick fix for the maintenance cost on Resort.
Right.
Wow.
That is, well, I mean, to be fair, he can just search it again with Resort, but that's not really good. Quick fix being in the grave is actually pretty nice just because you have so many ways to get it back out. But Michael State just setting a card and passing.
So it looks like Pack's holding it end step, probably thinking about the manifestation, bringing back the Silquidius to get that loop online. But nothing really that he wants to return to the hand in this particular instance, except maybe the set back row, so no real reason to pop it.
And just set one pass, so play
This is
goes
the problem
back
with Alter guys. Sometimes they just can't find a linear plan.
Yeah, and, you know, obviously your trap cards can stop Michael from doing what he wants to do, but if you can't advance your own board state, start getting into those Marionetters, getting into those Hextias, and really just wrapping up the game, then you're not really putting Michael on much of a clock here. Looks like the head judge is just talking to Pack for a moment. No, actually, I'm not sure what about.
Complimenting his strike rarity, potentially.
Complimenting the fact that he has 2-0'd every Altergeist player that he's, or excuse me, every Spiral player that he's played against. I made your mistake.
Maybe State is getting a game loss for putting the field in the center.
I don't think so.
Seems unlikely.
Yeah. So
All right, let's activate Resort.
Yep, we're gonna fire off Resort. This to me is puts Resort in one of the top field spells of all time.
For sure.
Not only is it a soft once per turn, it always searches you a card from your deck's archetype, but it also has built-in protection from targeting for all of your cards in the archetype.
One of, if not the most accessible and most powerful search spells in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, unbelievable. There's a reason this card is limited. It's funny. It's limited, and yet Spiral is still, doing just fine. So we're going to grab the Tough. I think that's a good call just to be able to start picking apart these back row here.
So you have mentioned this several times over the course of the day. While Altergeist is maybe the second best deck from a position standpoint, its matchup versus Spiral is maligned by things like Tough and Sleeper, which even if they don't produce unbelievable, unbreakable boards, can just pick apart these trap cards that the deck relies on.
Absolutely, especially considering that Tough is a soft once per turn. You can just continually resurrect it with cards like Big Red, with Rescue. You can double Helix into it, and you can pop multiple cards. But
all right, here's the manifestation as we expected. That's going to target the Silquidius.
And I'm not sure if we saw, was this in response to Michael activating the Tough? But I didn't see him indicate I'm going to target any specific card. So this might be just on the summon.
If it's on the summon, we can put the Tough back in the hand, which is honestly not terrible. If the Tough's back in the hand, it's possible that Resort goes to the graveyard because of its maintenance cost.
Yeah, because Michael just wasted his normal summon. It could just bounce him back.
Ooh, and spoofing the manifestation as well.
Ooh, and
the
utility wire. Wow. Is this the first time we're seeing this card resolve? All weekend?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think
no, we saw a utility wire in an earlier one.
Well, we saw it, but I don't think we actually saw it
We're pulling up a translation real quick.
Yep.
We'll do that as well.
Yeah, so utility wire is a trap that basically says if you control a Spiral Super Agent, which but Solemn Judgment for the utility wire.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so Pack is going to go down to 3250 life here. Okay, and now this is going to resolve. And he has the multi-faker, too. Oh, no, that goes off the spoofing. Excuse me. Okay, of course he has the multi-faker.
So what is that an activation of from hand? It looks like a Droll Lockbird, potentially?
I think so, because I think he searched off the spoofing.
Yeah, that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Negating the effect of the Resort, however, is quite strong. Because now we can put that Tough back in the hand.
But luckily for State, he did get to discard the Droll, so now he can just shuffle that back into the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And so Resort will stay on the field.
But, of course, this means the turn is over. State has to play the rest of his turn under Droll as well.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate because Droll affects both players. And you see him shaking his head there. He's like, yeah, that was pretty good. Michael State just setting another card and passing. Well, at least you know it's not another utility wire.
Wow, this is so powerful out of Pack.
And now Pack might just be able to start just steamrolling away with it. I mean, he's got some Altergeist monsters established, so Coideus can just represent another bounce, so he can literally just do exactly what he did again last turn. He has Faker already in hand. Spoofing can just continuously get you more cards, so you can just go ahead. It's going to shuffle that back. You can just continuously just get the resources you need.
Let's get a Mario here. We can also take Multi-Faker if you like, or Meluseek if you like.
Go Meluseek. I mean, Meluseek can, like, take care of the back row, which is, like, fine. I like Marionette better, I feel like.
Mario
Second draw on Lockbird.
I mean,
from
do you care
State.
about that? We just go
Not
Mario
really.
into the immediate set trap.
And honestly, that might be one of the things for Pack. Like, in a environment where everyone is maining 3 copies of Droll, it doesn't really hurt you that much, you know? So this Marionette is going to grab a copy of Protocol. So Protocol is going to represent a monster negate in addition to the bounce that Silquidius provides.
Wow, I mean, Pack is just in complete control of this game. Look real quick at Kunkieri. Oh, Kunkieri is putting in a lot of work.
And so, oh, it looks like they're quickly just fulfilling the maintenance cost of Resort. It looks like they missed it. But State did have the Droll in the graveyard, and it doesn't affect anything. So
does the maintenance cost still activate if Kunkieri is on negating it?
was Kunkieri negating the Resort?
He must have, because he was able to target the Tough with a copy of Silquidius. It's possible.
Well,
I know there are maintenance costs that still have to be fulfilled if
well,
effects are negated.
Josh is a good head judge, so I'm sure, you know.
Yeah, whatever
they
it is, he'll
know.
figure
Yeah,
it out.
so 16 from the Marionetter, and Silquidius 12?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Silquidius is 8,
Oh,
I
it's
believe?
8?
Yeah.
I apologize. So it's actually going to be +4, so 56 to 3250. And so here we go. Oh, so, okay, so it looks like the Kunkieri is negating the Resort, but you still do have to pay the maintenance cost.
Yeah.
Michael State attempted to activate it, but was not able to. Tough coming down again, but this is just going to be exactly like what Pack did before. We're just going to bounce the Marionetter back to hand.
Wow, and a
that
scoop
is
out
it.
of Michael State.
Pack is 1 win away from the Pro Play Tour Invitational win. He is about to walk away with, I think, is it $1,500 in cash? I mean,
provided he can win a game.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to win one more, but man, yeah.
The State sets up, and then State draws Droll and Lockbird.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes that's how the games go. But here we go. Pack is 1 win away. Michael State fighting for his tournament life here. And Michael
State made him go
first.
Wow, the trap deck going first. I don't think this is terrible.
I don't
Ideally,
either.
Pack has boarded into a bunch of stuff that's terrible going first, and his deck includes all this stuff like evenly matched that's otherwise a huge problem for State.
The other thing is, too, Michael State is very well versed in trap decks. This man played Paleo for, I think, the better part of a year, if not longer.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's like what he became known for.
Oh, that's a good lead.
That's starting with Resort is very good, turning off any targeting effects on your Spiral cards, being able to get the cards you need. Now you get Agent. Now that's a Droll and Lockbird coming down from Pack.
Oof.
Oh my God. So
You see State completely unfazed, by the way. He's like, yeah, of course, Droll and Lockbird.
yeah, so I mean the thing is you've still got the ability to do your Agent, so that's fine. We're gonna call Trap. It's a
And
strike.
did hit it.
Now we're gonna resolve Agent. Now we're gonna see what State goes for. State went blind on the back row, it looks like. Went for the far right one, and he's going to strike.
Pack says, no, I need that one.
Yeah, so he's going to go ahead, strike the Agent. So we're going to go down to 1,500 here. This is going to resolve Faker. Faker is going to get...
Likely Silquidius. Depends on the hand.
I would say Silquidius here just because then you just have another form of disruption.
Yeah.
Makes the most sense. And I guess State just didn't draw into any of his going second cards. I mean, he's got Evenleys. He's got the Twins. He's got the Red Reboot. So, like, maybe he was just hoping to draw one of those blowouts and just OTK potentially. This decision could make or break this match.
He's really hovering over this card. The air in the room is extremely tense.
All right, so normal summon of Quick Fix.
And, of course, Silquidius is much less powerful when it can't actually target cards. He's going for the Link Haribo in battle phase.
Yeah, you have to. Link Haribo's just going to make the attack 0 regardless.
And, of course, he'll activate the effect.
Of the...
Link Haribo.
Oh, yes, to make it 0.
Oh, what do you do from this position?
I mean, yeah, you can't... You're under Droll, so Quick Fix doesn't do anything. I mean, at least you dispatch of the Link Haribo, but, like... For all the good that does. You have Big Red to get
back
Agent.
Wow, to destroy the last trap. I mean,
so
that's pretty strong.
Actually, no. Agent's destruction effect is actually only a hard once per turn. So
it is a hard once per turn, and unfortunately, we are taking a look at how Resort interacts with this.
And so is he trying to target Big Red with Silquidius? Because you can't, because it's under Resort. Could have just been a small misstep from Pack.
To have a little discussion. All right.
Okay, so it's resolving. Again,
The agent has returned.
everything's resolved. It's all good.
All right, he says, let's make double helix.
Yep, and
maybe
this
will do it.
This double helix is protected from the Silquidius. So
Oh my God, this is a turn under drone
Yes.
or under droll.
correct, and he still will get to summon here.
Michael State has been retired in the hyperbolic time chamber.
So we're going to see Pack actually bounce the resort
Uh,
and crack down
Oh!
on the double helix.
I was
so that he
thinking
can
bounce the resort.
steal
That's
it.
terrible. He gets to Well, if the last card is Crackdown,
Wow.
that's a pretty good reason.
And remember, he protected that with his strike on the super
Wow.
agent.
And now we found out why.
Okay. Is this what
Set
Pax?
one pass.
Is this what Pax just been doing to people all day?
I mean, if he only has to do it for a couple more turns, I'm feeling pretty good.
That's another crackdown.
Oh wow.
And he has the marionette.
Drew the
too.
Mario, incredible. So he's got a multi-faker in hand as well because it's been bounced off the Silquidius. He'll be able to get the trap that'll activate that multi-faker after this. Oh, wow. I mean, I would love to be in Pack's position here.
Absolutely. And I mean, we saw even in Pac's other feature match. I mean, he was just like, remember what I said about the divine intervention of allowing Pac to win this tournament?
I mean,
think this is
you're
coming
seeing
to,
it.
Yes. This is coming to fruition. We are seeing Geist taking on an absolute just killer of a deck in Spiral. Pac playing some of the best players in the game to get to this point. He's only been playing the game for like 6 months.
Silquidius switched to attack position. Today we fight. I think he's thinking about potentially going to the Hextia here. We can activate a manifestation super early, or a protocol rather, in order to have a relevant monster at the link point. But how much do you really want to walk into something like, I don't know, a Twin Twister pre-Hextia activation?
Well, and okay, we're just going to go straight to battle, so that's going to be 8 plus 16, so 24. So that about puts the players even. Again, Altergeist, not the quickest killing deck, but it doesn't necessarily win that way. It just wins by controlling the board. Pac's going to set another copy of Crackdown.
Crackdown has been an absolute monster
Yeah,
this tournament. I would not have expected it.
This has overperformed in my eyes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, as a storied Guru player, I always thought Crackdown was only okay, but it has really been walking Pac to victory after victory.
So, did he pass? It might have. Okay, now, this is interesting. So, Michael State has the Rescue here. So, Rescue, for those of you who don't know, actually has an on-field effect, which allows you to, it's going to get bounced to the hand.
Yeah, that's about the best place it can end up
Sure,
for Pac.
which is, I mean, it's also fine because State could have the potential to discard it. But for those of you who don't know, on field, Rescue allows you to, once per turn, add a Spiral monster from your graveyard to your hand. And since it's a trap, you can use it on both players' turns. Effectively, giving you a loop where if you have Spiral monsters in grave, like let's say Tough or Agent, you can just continuously recycle them and just keep just going in with both of these cards and making it very difficult for your opponent to establish any sort of board. Evenly matched.
Whoa,
That
out of
is
State!
insane.
He forced him to go first so he could evenly.
Not even that, though, but you have to think. Pac bounced the Rescue, which would have stayed face up on the
Oh my
field.
gosh.
So that gave State an opening to use the evenly now.
Imagine starting with Resort and set Rescue and still being able to resolve evenly in the same game.
Wow.
Wow!
Okay, so we're going to be banishing the double helix and the
I think you
Crackdown.
probably keep the trap, right, with a multi-faker in hand.
Well, we know that he has a protocol,
Yeah.
right? But there's another set that's in the second column over there. He's going to banish the protocol.
Wow.
Or no, or is that the Crackdown?
It's
actually?
I think it's either the Crackdown or the protocol remains on field. I think it's actually the Crackdown.
And so here comes the
I
resort.
mean, if it's the Crackdown, that's a huge misplay. You know the Resort is in the hand, and your Crackdown's just going to be off for the remainder of the game. You won't be able to get this multi-faker out of your hand. If you get drones to this turn, you can guarantee there's not going to be a trap card.
Okay, so here comes protocol. Are
Thank
we just
goodness, it was protocol.
Okay, so we're just going to faker now, which, I mean, I feel like you have to.
And
Oh,
conking
Kunk.
the Resort. Ugh.
Okay. Michael has not had anything going for him, so I kind of like this.
Well, let's see what's in the hand. We know Rescue's in the hand. We know Quick Fix is in the graveyard.
Can he get the Rescue out of his hand? That almost unlocks the hand, but it just depends. Armageddon Knight.
Whoa.
Okay. So
And he will negate that.
right. So Armageddon Knight is used as a way to just another way to send Master Plan out of your deck. And is State just going to set Rescue again and pass?
Pay the maintenance cost here, and we're going to have the same discussion about if it does or does not shuffle back.
Because of the Konkiri. And
Yeah.
it looks like it's... Oh, no. It looks like State might be...
Deciding
Okay.
what exactly to shuffle
Sure.
back. So that set card, I think we can pretty, understandably say is Rescue.
Yes.
Rescue is this extremely weird card where you don't want it on your opponent's side of the field, and you don't want it in their graveyard. So really the hand is the only suitable place for it. Pack, for as good as his board position has looked, suddenly has a multi-faker in graveyard and needs something to get this started.
Also, shout out to all 3,600 people that are currently
gosh.
watching this final match. You guys spending your Sunday with us, incredible. We're seeing Pack one win away from winning the Invitational.
But to get to it, he's going to have to assemble some sort of a linear game plan
Absolutely.
so hard,
But
and Mario does it.
Marionetter, oh my
boy.
God. Was that off the top?
With multi-faker in the graveyard, seems all right.
Wow. Okay, so now Marionetter gets to set another trap. Then he can use the Marionetter. He can get the multi-faker back. Multi-faker can trigger. Man, this is looking really good for Pack.
Oh, no. Oh, he had it since last turn, says chat.
Okay.
Oh, it was the bounce.
Oh, from Soquidius.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So now we can send the Marionetter. We can get back the multi-faker. We can use the multi-faker effect in order to fetch from deck and get off to the races.
Now, State still does have the Rescue. And again, Pack does have to assemble the damage to win. But at this point, can't you just start going off into Hextias and just seal it up?
Ideally.
All
All
so-
right, we're going to pop the protocol. Going to read Mario real quick. Yeah, this is an extremely powerful card.
Okay.
We'll activate the effect of multi-faker.
Gonna get a Soquidius. So you've got
Soquidius is so strong against specifically Rescue.
it's strong against Rescue, and especially too because the Resort is Konkiried as
Yeah.
well. Super heads up from Pack on that one.
I mean, I'm sure he's been doing it all day, but it still doesn't
for
look
sure.
any less impressive.
Absolutely. Are we going to Battle
Let's just go to
Phase?
battle phase here.
I was gonna say they got the pens. Is that or is Pack trying to do math with like Hextia?
Well, he is locked into Altergeists.
But isn't this enough? Oh no, but he still has to. No, Rescue doesn't. Rescue's on field.
Rescue's on field.
Is this game?
This is
16,
31,
31.
16, and 12.
That's
That's
it!
game.
Pack
is your
won!
victor.
He is your Pro Play Tour Invitational champion, Altergeist, swimming through the sea of Spiral and ending up on top.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
We were both wrong.
Yeah, what do you know? 9 Spiral in top 16 cut. 2 Altergeist. Altergeist, the second most represented deck at the event with the worst conversion rate. And here is Pack bringing it home to win the entire thing.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, after watching, even his other top 8 feature match and now this, like he said, he's 2-0'd every Spiral player he's played today.
And this was not different.
This was not any different. What an incredible set. Kudos to him, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Again, he just started playing in July. He qualified through a last chance qualifier on Friday and just completely dominated the field and is now your Pro Play Tour Invitational champion. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and grab Pack for an interview because I'm sure you guys would love to hear from him. We'll be back very momentarily. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pro Play Tour Invitational here in Orlando, Florida. And we have your champion, Pat Pormonson. How are you doing, buddy?
Thank you. I'm doing really well.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I apologize if I butchered your last name.
That's
a little
okay.
bit
Yeah,
there.
it happens. Yeah, it happens.
So, how are you feeling?
I feel really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I played spirals all the way to the top.
Yeah, really. Oh, it was
Yeah.
4 spirals the whole way?
4 spirals in a row. Yeah.
Wow. And you 2-0'd all of them.
I 2-0'd all of them. Yeah.
That's
and
incredible.
I lost every single dice roll except the finals.
That is
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah. So, what made you ultimately decide on Altergeist for this event?
Yeah. I wanted to play something I'm comfortable with, and I realized that after the ban list hit Red Reboot, like trap decks are automatically insane. Because the problem with Geist is what you were originally losing to was just Red Reboot. That's why you side cards like Wiretap. But now like you can really just fully set up, and if they don't see the one of Red Reboot, they just lose.
Sure.
And that's what happened. Like my losses today, or yesterday in Swiss, were just all due to like evenly Red Reboot.
Sure.
And so but I felt like if they didn't open that, like I had a fair advantage. Like I just felt like Geist is a very fair deck.
Sure.
Yep.
Fair enough. And so I was telling everyone, like, you just started playing the game in July.
July, yeah. I just started playing last July.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it just
Tell me
really
more
cool.
about that. How was like your journey, like getting to this point?
Yeah, I mean, I just started and it picked up like 3 structure decks, and it was a budget deck at the time.
Sure.
So like you can spend like I think 3 structure decks like $30, and maybe like $20 and $30 for the side decks.
It was Salamangreat.
It's
Salamangreat,
Great, yeah. And that got me into the game. I learned a lot of mechanics through people, but a lot of it was also like through YouTube.
Sure.
And like YouTube is a great resource. Like you, Team Sam, like Nim, like they just put really good content out.
Sure.
So that you can like try to understand the game. And then a lot of that was just like, for example, like Luxury Gaming. They have a tournament page.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing on that a lot too, and playing against really high level players in like online tournaments. Just like inherently just makes you better too. 'Cause
Absolutely.
they see plays that you didn't know exist, and I feel like that's why I got a lot better.
Yeah, and this tournament specifically was like stacked. Like
It was,
there's
like,
some,
super stacked,
there were
yeah.
some of the best players like in the country
Right,
at this
yeah.
event.
Like people who won like YCSs.
Yeah.
Like it was insane.
It was absolutely incredible. But I mean, you weeded through all of them,
Yeah.
and you managed to come out on top. So
Yep.
congratulations,
Thank you so
buddy.
much, yeah.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Yep.
Guys, that is going to do it for now. I think we're going to sign off. We might come back one more time just to kind of wrap up everything with a nice little bow. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back really soon.